is Rich, Hot, and Free. Welcome back to another episode of Rich, Hot, and Free. I'm Jill Stanton, and today I'm shooting this in my desk, from my desk, my bed desk. Today I wanted to just really keep it real with you guys, to be honest. One of my highest values, you guys have heard me talk about this, is courage and authenticity. And I really don't think you can be your authentic self without courage. And I deeply desire deeper connection with the people in my world and also the people that I watch and buy from in this space. I want to know. I want to get to know them. I want to connect with them. I want to know what's going on for them. And so I wanted to just kind of be that myself and wanted to loop you guys in on, just a couple things that are going on for me right now and the things that I'm struggling with in my life and how I'm choosing to navigate that. Because this year, 2025, has been a big fucking year for me. I'm sure for a lot of people. I know that this year has been a big year for a lot of people. You know what I mean? In numerology, we're in a year 9, which is the year of completions and endings. And that's what this year has felt like for me. It's like the ending of who I used to be and a lot of the fears I used to hold and the lower capacity I used to be able to operate with. And now I've just had so many things go on this year and so many changes this year that it's required a lot from me. So I wanted to just keep it real with you guys. I think I've said this before in another episode, but there's no way I'm doing a podcast if I can't be all of myself. And so this is a perfect example of this. I would personally love to listen to an episode like this. You might not love it. You might not want to hear all the things I'm struggling with, but I deeply crave this from other people. And so I'm going to talk about a lot of the things I'm navigating this year because it's, like I said, been a really big year. So the first thing is Thailand, the country of Thailand. No, here's the thing. I love living in Thailand. I love it. It is such a bubble. It sometimes feels like Never Never Land, but in a positive way. It has no daily outrage. There's barely any crime where I live. There's no protest. There's no bullshit. There's no anything. Kids are safe. Everything is beautiful. It feels spacious here. It feels like an exhale here. People are respectful here. It just feels like we're shielded from a lot of the chaos that is going on in the world. And I deeply, deeply love it here. Also, my lifestyle here is unmatched. I have a beautiful place, although I have to move out of my current place, this beautiful penthouse that overlooks the ocean and the mountains and the sunset. That should be the thing that I'm kicking off with, is I'm struggling with having to leave our place. Our landlords really want to sell it. And so unfortunately we have to leave, which I'm devastated about, but it was truly the portal to my next level. I concretely believe that. I believe I had to move in here to step into the version of myself that I've been saying I want to be for however long now. And it was the pressure cooker that got me there. And I'm sad to leave it. So like I said, I love Thailand. I love our place here. My lifestyle is unmatched here. My kid's private teacher is amazing. We homeschool, but we have a teacher for him. She is awesome. My helper and the services I have here and, the price of Botox and the price of reformer Pilates and meal prep and all the things that we take for granted. I love that aspect of Thailand. Like I said, I love how safe it is. I love the nature here. I love everything about it. And also, the energy here is an energy of coasting. Or maybe I just haven't met the right people yet. I've met some really awesome people here for sure. Some growth-minded people here for sure. But the collective energy of Thailand is an energy of relaxing, coasting, taking it easy, going slow. And I've noticed over the last few months that collective energy bleeds into what I'm doing. I want to just coast and do nothing and but on the other side of it, that I deeply value going big and I want to expand and I'm ready for my next level. So that feels like a conflict in energetics almost sometimes. So that's one part of Thailand that I'm struggling with. Another one is my time zone. Fuck, man. Thailand, if you serve anyone in North America, I would say that the hardest time zone is probably Dubai, but the second hardest is Thailand. It is currently at least 11 hours ahead of EST, and that means my calls are at 6 a.m. And that means my client calls are at 7 p.m., which for some people works really well because they get to like block off time to just have space to themselves in the evening, and we get to go deep and hard and that sounds sexy, but we get to like focus just on them. So in that capacity it's great, but the amount of calls I can do per day is very capped. Like it's not like I can run 2 programs at once, you know what I mean, like I could if I was living in the States. And these might just be, well, they are specific to me because it's my life, but if you're in a coaching business or an expert-based business, you know that often you're running multiple programs at a time. And I would love the ability to be able to do that, like multiple calls or multiple programs in one day. And currently, I just don't have that capacity. So that one is very challenging for me. That is the one thing that I feel probably like the most unaligned with Thailand around. And also, I just can't bring myself to leave it. Like, I just love it here so much. And also, I really, really, really miss the electric, like expansive hustle energy of the US. Like, I deeply, deeply crave that. I'm going to consciously spend some time there next year to like tap into that energy and like get in that zone. But those are the things, like if I had to narrow it down to Thailand and why I feel like I'm struggling, well, I'm not struggling here, but the things I struggle with Thailand over is time zone and a collective energy of coastings. And also, my kid has an amazing life here. You know what I mean? Like, he's never going to experience a lot of the fuckery that happens in the West. And he lives a very sheltered life, you know? Like, he goes to Muay Thai lessons and he has a private teacher and he doesn't have to deal with like bullying or, you know, school nonsense or any of the social issues that they post or that they push in some of the more Western schools. And he has like private tennis lessons. You know, he lives a very cushy life here. So it's good and it has its downfalls. But right now I love it. And also I really wish I could crank up the energy here and fix the time zone. If I could fix the time zone and crank up the collective energy here, you would never get me to leave Thailand. So that is one element that I'm struggling with. And just like something that feels top of mind for me right now, especially as I want to go bigger in my business. Because as I find myself wanting to go bigger, I automatically think to myself, well, how could I run that program? Because I have this, and this that I'm already doing. You know what I mean? And because my time zone is, what's the word I'm looking for? Just challenging. It makes it harder to do that. So that's one of the struggles that I'm currently navigating is how do I go bigger in a live capacity, like a live coaching capacity, when my time zone feels like it kind of kneecaps me, if that makes sense. And I'm also all for, you know, living this beautiful international life. And also, I don't want to disrupt my kid's life. You know what I mean? Like, he has an amazing group of friends here. We have such a badass routine here. Like, it really, really serves him. And so that's one of my struggles right now. But again, like, I mean, he's almost 8. I'm sure as he gets older, I don't know if he'll always want to live on an island. You know, like, who knows? He might want to go somewhere else. He might want to go to like, I mean, I doubt it, but he might want to go to like a real school. Who knows? So I know it's only like a momentary thing, but it is currently top of mind for me. Another one, oh man, I like really need to like not cry during this part, is my marriage. You know, Josh and I are deeply focused on working on polarity work. I've recently found this dude's work called, his name is Zach Rohde. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. ZAK Roedde, Zach Rohde. I've just been binging his YouTube videos, but I believe he has a program as well. He has like a dating course. Obviously, that's not relevant for me, but I think he has another like year-long program. Anyways, his content is fantastic, and he has books as well. He seems most active on YouTube. It's not like he's on IG, at least not that I found. So, anyways, his content has really opened my eyes to how much I operate in my masculine. Like a lot, guys. And this really rubs off on Josh and I. if I'm being fully real with you. It has caused problems for us. And I've also realized over the years just how much I've emasculated him over our time working together. So we've been together 16 years and we've been working together for 14 of those. So we've been 24/7 on top of each other. And I have a very strong personality, in case you haven't noticed. And that can, I'm sure, feel like a real struggle for Josh. You know what I mean? Like, I have certainly, like, just owning my own shit, I have certainly had moments where I've criticized him. I've questioned him. I've overridden his decisions, or I feel like I've overcompensated, or I've micromanaged him. Like, I really haven't been my best in certain seasons of our marriage. And I think a lot of that comes down to how much I operated in my masculine. And I mean, you can't have two people in their masculine, so someone has to be in their feminine, right? So what dynamic does that leave Josh? Right? And so this has become glaringly obvious for us over the last few months. And we've really been starting to learn about this work, which has been so useful. Oh my God. Like, learning about polarity work, bro. The second I started listening to this dude's work, Zach Rohde's work, I was like, holy shit. Like, seeing my behavior essentially listed out as like, this is why, this is happening, or this is why you feel this, or this is why your man might be responding in this way. I'm just like, tick, tick, tick. Holy shit, I've done all of this. And so really learning to adjust that behavior for myself, because I want to, I don't want to be in my masculine all the time. Like, if I'm being really real, and if you vibe with this as well, if you also operate in your masculine a lot, especially if you're like a hard charging chick, you know what I mean? Like, I am the type of chick who wants to go big and loves to show herself what she's made of, right? And so because of that, I, at least up until now, have believed you have to do that through doing a lot, being a lot, processing a lot, holding a lot, navigating a lot, all of that, right? That doesn't really give me a lot of space for calming the fuck down or operating more in a receiving energy. And so this has just been a huge layer of work that Josh and I have had to do, or get to do, that I know will be deeply, deeply, deeply of service to our marriage, but currently feels like a pretty big edge for us. I need to have a sip of my smoothie. Hold on. Add to that the fact that Josh's health, he has had the most challenging year health-wise that he's ever had. He had like H. pylori, like an aggressive case of H. pylori that took him down for months. He could barely get out of bed. He had like barely any energy. After that, there was like heart stuff. After that, he had extreme vertigo. Like, it's just been one thing after another. And so that has also obviously put a lot of pressure on everything that we've been navigating this year, and has definitely added to a lot of the just big conversations that we've been navigating. And also, like, he's so focused and devoted to fixing this for himself. Like, Josh lives the cleanest life you could possibly live. It's like, I would die having to have his diet, because he doesn't eat any carbs, nothing processed, no sugar, no alcohol, no caffeine, no joy. Like, he eats and operates so clean in his life because he's so committed to solving his health stuff. And I just know that it's been such a burden for him to have this. Like, he so desperately wants to have his energy back. He so desperately wants to feel better. He so desperately wants to feel healthy again. You know what I mean? So that's also been a massive thing that we've had to navigate this year. And obviously, as he's not feeling that well, like, who's going to take care of the business and our kid and manage all the things? Like, obviously I have to pick up a bit more slack there. You know what I mean? And so that's added a lot to my plate in a year that's already felt very full for me. And so that has been big for us. Like, it's been a really big year. I know, well, we're only in October, guys. It's like literally the beginning of October. So let's hope it comes down over the next 3 months. But it has certainly added an element of pressure that I've had to like really, really process for myself in a big way. I've done an extreme amount of breath work this year and just stretching and Pilates and walks and crying and processing and talking to girlfriends and working with my coach and just really being in it and trying to, especially as a manifester, like our number one strength is to inform. So if you're not familiar with that, it essentially just means looping people into what's going on for you or what you're up to or the moves you're making. And there's not one part of me that wants to do that. Like, I actually hate that part of my design. And also, I know that it is so pivotal if I really want to be supported and, you know, operate in the frequency of possibilities and support. Like, I have to open up and inform more. And so I've just been trying to give myself grace and deepen my courage so that I can let people know what's up for me and what I'm navigating and what I need and how to support me, how to show up for us, or how to just like, you know, leave us the fuck alone. And so that's also been an edge, is like being seen in the struggle, which has not always been the comfiest thing for me. Now, especially as I like really, really, really anchor more into my virtues and my values, like courage and authenticity and connection and freedom and all the things that matter so deeply to me, I've really started leading myself through the lens of those virtues even more throughout this year. Like, I've really had to rely on them this year, is like regulating my nervous system and getting myself to a place of like, Jill, you've got this, man. Like, you can fucking handle this. You're courageous. You know, you can do this. You have a high capacity. Like, go for it. So that's been a lot for me. And like, Josh and I love each other to death, you know? And so just showing up for each other as much as possible this year from a place of like, at least for me, like trying to be patient, trying to be compassionate, that is not a muscle I routinely flex. Like, compassion has had to be something I build. If you listen to my episode with Tracy O'Malley, which was last week, I talk about this, how, especially for Enneagram 8s, like one of our hardest things is deepening our compassion muscle. And that has really been tested for me this year. Like, I've really had to activate that for myself and really consciously lean into it, because it is not my go-to. My go-to is like, let's fix it. My go-to is solutions. My go-to is like, yeah, let's get in motion. Like, let's solve this. And so that one has been a biggie for me. So yeah, that's Josh and I, like really starting to work on polarity work, leaning into Zach's work, really communicating our needs, really allowing ourselves to be vulnerably transparent with each other. We've had some big, big, big conversations over the last few weeks, few months actually. And just, I don't know, man, like having the courage to say some of the things we've had to say has also been challenging, but I'm so fucking grateful that we're both the type of people who will show up for our marriage, in service of our marriage, and the connection that we've had over the last 16 years, because we love each other to death. And also we're in a season right now that has been quite challenging. Another thing I'm struggling with, friendships, man. Like, not as like I don't have friendships. I fucking so deeply miss my friends that I have. Most of my friends, like, I've met some amazing people here. I mean, my best friend here is a dude. His name's Brett, and he's also an Enneagram 8. And we just basically talk shit together. And our kids do Muay Thai together. And him and I, like, I am so grateful to have a buddy like him here, because he's now retired. He had a financial services business back in California a couple years ago and sold it. So he exited. And so now he lives in Thailand with his kid and his wife. And we just, him, Josh, and I all just really click. And so I love having him here. And also, my ultimate best friends are all in the US and in Australia. So Erica and Jade are in Australia, and Heather and all my other girlfriends are like in the US. So I just so deeply crave to be around them. And I so miss them. And we keep up on like Voxer and IG and Zoom calls and WhatsApp calls and all the things. Like we do the most that we can. And also I deeply miss them. And I so look forward to being in the States again to see them. Because like I have my girlfriends like Heather and Caitlin and Amber and Lyric and Natasha and like, oh, just people that matter so deeply to me. My friend Cora, like I'm so far away from them. And yes, we have phone chats. And also I just want to be able to walk over to their house and go like, I don't know, go to their house and like sit on their couch and drink wine with them and talk. You know what I mean? Like I just so deeply miss that and crave that. And I'm lucky because my girlfriend Jade has been to Thailand quite a few times this year. We've had so many great moments, and we went to the States together this year, and I've had so many amazing moments. And also it just makes me realize how much I value that and how much I miss that. So that's yet another struggle with Thailand. It's like, I don't want to leave Thailand, but also I like deeply miss my soul sisters who aren't in Thailand. So that's been a big one for me. Business. Okay. Oh, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one in 2025 who is having a wild year. So I have had this brand now, my JS brand, my Jill Stanton brand, for 14 months now. And straight up, like it's challenged me more than I expected it to. I guess I was kind of naive because I went from screw the 9 to 5 and just really riding a serious high from that. I walked away from that, started MGC. That felt like pure flow for me. You know, like it was very easy to get that off the ground and make its first. I think I hit the first million within 18 months with that, maybe 2 years with that. Like it was very easy to do. But running a North American based retreats brand from Thailand, not so easy. And so as I transitioned into my JS brand, I don't know what I was expecting, but I sure as fuck expected it to be easier than it has been. And so I've really navigated a lot of thoughts around like, I should know this by now. I should be better at this by now. I should be there by now. I should, have this by now. Like all of the like not good enough yet thoughts or not there yet thoughts. Now, thank God I've been a coach for so long because I can talk myself through a lot of those moments. And I know that they're fleeting. And also I believe that what I've been able to do in the first year, like I think I welcomed like 400 plus customers in my first year of my JS brand. But like the contrast of coming from screw the 9 to 5 that had thousands and thousands and thousands of people going through it has been stark for me. And so really starting to navigate those thoughts or like neutralize those thoughts for myself has been some of my biggest work this year. And just staying scrappy. Like if I could say I've done anything this year that's been really good in my business, it is being supremely scrappy and staying agile. So I've just tried to keep my finger on the pulse and read what's happening. And so, switching offers or tweaking messaging or switching bonuses or speaking to what people desire right now, like being open to changing things or tweaking things and being able to read the room and speak directly to what people want right now has probably been one of my biggest advantages. Being able to create offers really quick, like having a strong skill set there has been a huge advantage of mine this year. I know a lot of people get stuck in like, well, this is the thing that I've been doing and it works, so I'll just keep doing it. But then you hit a weird time in the market and it stops working and then you fucking panic and you don't know what to do after that. I am fortunate in that I've been in this space long enough to see quite a few eras in the business space or in the online expert space. And I feel like I've been able to navigate it or see it coming a bit more clearly than, some people who might have started their business in 2020 or 2021 when everyone was cashed up with stimmy checks and it was real fucking easy to make a lot of money. You know what I mean? Now put those people into a time like this where the market is shifting and buyers are more selective and more discerning. Those people don't know how to navigate that. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to stay. Well, I'm sure some of them do, but there's a large part of people or a large majority of people who have never experienced anything like that. And so they're like, wait, what just happened? Like, why isn't this working anymore? This used to work so well for me. And now it feels like it's just stopped out of nowhere. I am fortunate and I highly value my ability to stay scrappy and agile in those moments. I really think, and I was saying this on one of my client calls today to a group that I run, if I truly believe the people who can hold their power and manage their mind, manage their emotions, and cultivate staying power in this market will be the ones who win when it goes back into a boom, right? Because and I know that there's a lot of people killing it right now, and also there's way more people having a hard year this year in 2025 than there are the ones who are killing it. I'm sure we can all see it. So the space is in, at least the online business space feels like it's in a bit of a sales contraction right now, right? Well, the other side to a contraction is a boom, right? And so naturally, if you can hold your power, if you can manage your mind, if you can manage your emotions, if you can cultivate staying power, you will be the one who reaps the rewards when this market goes back into a boom time. And it will happen, of course. We're just in a natural ebb and flow of the well, 1, economy, 2, world, 3, the online business market in general. I think we're just in the ebb, but on the other side of the ebb is the flow. And the ones who can maintain their emotional intelligence and their emotional awareness and their emotional regulation will come out the other side of this absolutely having their biggest and best years. Okay. Another thing. I just want to actually talk about this too, around the stuff that I've had to navigate this year, around my thoughts in business in general, is one thing that I've noticed for myself. And I'm actually grateful that I'm experiencing this because, and I said this, who was I saying this to? I can't remember, but someone else was talking about being frivolous with money on a client call. And I said, that's one of my biggest, I know who it was. Okay. So one of my private clients, she's really on the money right now. Okay. And she was like, if I could just learn how to do this one thing, then I could invest in more masterminds and more programs and more retreats and going places and doing these things and essentially upping her expenses or upping her lifestyle costs. And obviously it's her business and her life and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. But I said to her, one of my biggest lessons that I wish someone would have told me when I was really on the money was screw the 9 to 5, when we just could not lose, was start investing your fucking money. Don't just spend it. You know what I mean? When you're in the hustle for so long in your business and then you crack onto something and you have those few breakthrough years where money is just pouring in, it's really easy to be frivolous with it. I remember spending $25,000 for a fucking VIP day that I didn't even use. It was just so dumb. And I'm like, I would now, with the discernment and the lessons that I have, the wisdom that I have being in this space for so long, allow me to share with you, if I were you right now, what I would be prioritizing is building runway, building overflow, building savings, and building a portfolio of investments. Because I'm all for you continuing to kill it every year for the rest of time. And also, I feel like I've seen it too many times. People think that the good times are always going to last, and so they don't prepare for them or they don't strategically invest. And then they're like, damn it, I wish I had done insert thing here. For example, Josh and I first heard about Bitcoin in 2015. Guys, 2015. When it was $1,000 a coin. If I could go back to Jill and Josh in 2015 and I would shake them because we were just so risk adverse at the time. But also just going back to 2016 Jill and Josh, 2020 Jill and Josh, 2021 Jill and Josh, the people who were just splashing out cash left, right, and center, overpaying team, overpaying bonuses, just all this stupid shit we were doing with our money. I would lovingly shake them and tell them to build investments, pour into first off, caveat, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. But if it were if I had to, if you were to take one thing away from me, from this lesson that I've had to learn, is I would consciously and methodically invest my money every single day. I would dollar cost average, whether that's for you. For us, we have just automatic deposits into crypto. And so every day an amount goes out every day into a crypto. So if I had to go back to that time back then when we were really on the cash and couldn't lose, I would be setting that stuff up back then in, for me at least, higher amounts. And so I would just pour into investments if I could go back and do it all again. But I'm so fucking grateful I learned that lesson, because now I do that. Now that is one of the biggest priorities for me, is becoming work optional, as my friend Caitlin calls it, and really identifying what that is for you. Like, what amount of money do you need to have invested in order to work from a place of freedom? Not for freedom, from freedom. Okay. So like, what amount of money do you need to make per year in order to invest into your financial freedom? And what number is your work optional amount, right? What number do you have to hit in your investments to be able to become work optional? Like, you can work if you want, but you don't have to. What is that number for you? And then how can you get there? If you want to meet Caitlin, actually, she is one of my old MGC clients turned one of my dearest friends. And she's a private wealth manager. Happy to make an intro for you. She has such a methodical approach to this. And her whole thing is helping women build wealth and become work optional. So that's one of the best lessons I've learned from her, is really prioritizing financial health and like strategically and methodically investing in your financial freedom and becoming work optional. So that would be another one. Okay. Another thing I'm struggling with, or just something that is very present for me, I think I've already mentioned, Josh and I have been working together for 14 years now, 13, 14 years now. And most recently, we've started unwinding Josh's role in my business. Okay, so he's been transitioning out of my business to start his own thing, which I'm so excited for him, of course, absolutely. And also, it's a big move. Like, I realize in this moment, or not in this moment, but in this transition, as we are transitioning his role out, just how codependent I was on him for handling so much of my business. Like, Josh and I are yin and yang. Right? We are each other's, like, just in the most beautiful way, polar opposites, right? His skills are the opposite of my skills, and my skills are the opposite of his skills. Like, it really is the most beautiful balance. And also now having to learn a lot of that stuff for myself, bro. Holy shit. Like, I didn't even know how to check how many people were on an email list. Like, I've never had to do that stuff because Josh always did that stuff for me. I've never had to set up landing pages. Josh always did that stuff. I've never had to learn how to, build a landing page or set up a automation trigger or anything like that. And so that has been such a massive adjustment. I've had to learn a lot of things, which, again, going back to the whole like capacity thing, that has certainly added to the just the level of capacity that I feel like I'm operating at right now, or having to hold right now, where things just feel big for me right now, in a positive way, but also in a like, whew, okay, this is a lot. Like, let's ground ourselves. Let's regulate. Let's take it one step at a time. And so learning new skills in that department has been like really big and slightly terrifying for me because I don't think in that way. And also, I'm just in such a fucking energy of let's fucking go. You know what I mean? Like, all I want to do is go bigger. All I want to do right now is win. All I want to do is serve more people. All I want to do is grow the podcast. All I want to do is grow my launches and grow my programs and serve more people and get to activate more people and gel at more people. I think I said this at the beginning of this whole series, this whole show is like, my dream job is being the boss of your life and getting paid to do it. And so getting more people into my world who are ready to activate and want to fucking win and want to show themselves what they're made of. And yeah, so I'm just so focused on that. And also, I know that I'm being prepped for an insane amount of momentum, but it feels like the portal to get there right now is learning a lot of new things, holding a lot of uncertainty and unfamiliarity, and holding a lot of like life logistics and being able to stay steady in that, lead myself in that, even on the hard days. You know what I mean? Like today, this morning felt hard for me, but I really want to lead myself non-circumstantially. Like, I want to be able to show up and shoot this podcast even when I'm having a hard day. I don't want to be dependent on my emotions in order to shoot a fucking piece of content. You know what I mean? Like, I won't get where I want to go if I can't muster the courage or the composure to shoot an episode when I'm having a hard day. And so I've really been doubling down on my own self-leadership and identifying for myself, like, how can I lead myself powerfully even when things aren't necessarily going my way or going as well as I want them to, or don't feel as smooth as I want them to? How can I still show up powerfully in service of the vision I have for my life, in service of who I want to be? How can I lead myself as her now? That's been a massive focus of mine this year. How can I show up with courage? How can I allow myself to be seen more? How can I take bigger swings? How can I get more people in my world? All I want is more people in my world that I can help activate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you guys feel that as well. It's like, all I want is eyeballs right now. All I want is people's captive attention. It's not too much to ask, is it? All I want is your captive attention on everything I do. And I want you in my world, joining my stuff and us coaching together. That's what I want. So, and also I just have to like side tangent for a second because it's funny because at the beginning of this year, or no, on New Year's Eve 2024, so December 31st, 2024, when Josh and I were setting our intentions for 2025. Oh God, I wish I could go back to this moment, but I'm also very grateful for it. So we were setting our intentions for 2025. And I remember, like, I was flying so high. I was just coming off the back of an amazing promo called 12 Days of Christmas. People were joining Lightyear. People were flowing into my world. Like, everything was feeling so good. And in that like high energetic state, my intention or my goal for 2025, I said to the universe, I was like, I can handle anything you throw at me. I'm ready for my next level. I have a high capacity. I'm ready for more. Guys, if I could give you a PSA, it would be, take your intentions seriously. Like, really make sure if you are going to energetically get behind an intention, make sure you are ready to be the version of you who will rise to the fucking occasion. Okay? That was December 31st. January 2nd, my full-time helper, who I love and like a beautiful twist of fate, she is now working in my business. But at the time, she was like our life helper, announced that she was leaving Thailand. 2 days after I set that intention, it felt like my world was fucking crumbling in that moment. I was like, holy shit. We just started homeschooling. That was like our first full day of homeschooling, and she had to go back. She had to leave Thailand. She ended up staying a few more months, but still, she ended up leaving Thailand. And so that was 2 days after I set that intention. 2 weeks after that, Josh's health stuff started. It was just like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And so if I could kind of like sum it all up as to what this year has looked like for me, and I still have 3 more months of it. Holy shit, I'm open to all the good things. Please don't give me more tests to my capacity. But like, if I could say one thing around this whole year is really take your intentions seriously and make sure that you are willing to become the version of yourself who fulfills that intention. Because intentions, that like the energetic signature behind your intentions requires your courage and your willingness to become that. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that I am being queued up for an insane level of growth, probably a higher level of growth than I've actually ever experienced before, which is why I have had such a fucking intense year of just tests to my capacity, truthfully, is what it feels like. And not just tests, excuse me. I don't even want to say tests. I've been given the opportunity to practice who I say I want to be, just through various different ways. My helper leaving, Josh's health stuff, marriage stuff, homeschool stuff, team shakeups, out of integrity clients being dickheads. I don't know, like launches not going the way that I want it to. I don't know, like my own health stuff. Like I busted up my hamstring, like my wrist is all fucked. Like there's just been so many things that has tested my capacity this year that I am just such a concrete believer that the other side of that is like, on the other side of that discomfort is an immeasurable amount of expansion. And so that's just what I tell myself in the hard moments, as it feels just stretchy for me. And then what's another one? Oh, okay. One of my biggest edges that I'm facing right now is hands down my desire to be more fully expressed in my beliefs, in my values. Like, I feel like sometimes I hold back on a lot of that, even though it might not seem like it on the outside to you guys. It might seem like, oh shit, she's, I don't know, feisty, or she says what she thinks, or she can be a lot. And also, I know I have a whole other layer of that. You know, I have a lot of deeply held beliefs and values that I don't talk a lot about publicly, because I just don't want to deal with the nonsense that can come with it, or the outrage that can come from strangers on the internet when I say I hold certain beliefs. You know, like I have a lot of like red pill beliefs, and I just don't care to deal with, you know, keyboard cowboys and their fucking outrage. And also, there's a massive part of me that thinks that that's probably the portal for yet another level of my growth, is to allow myself to be fully expressed. That's why I wanted to set this intention with this podcast and allow myself to just show up and riff. I think I've said this a couple times, like, this is the first time ever. Like, hear me when I say this. This podcast is the first fucking time ever that I've done shit unscripted. That sounds wild, right? Like, I've been in this space I've been in the online expert space since 2013. Everything in my world before this year has been scripted, or before this podcast. And so allowing myself to lean into new edges and stretch myself around being fully expressed and being all of myself, and allowing myself to be messy in it, or get it wrong, or, you know, have people feel a certain way because I've said a certain thing, or whatever it might be. That has been very stretchy for me this year, especially because if you listen to my episode, it would probably be about 2 weeks ago now, all around dissolving a fear of judgment, rejection, criticism, being misunderstood, like how to stop caring what people think of you. That has been some of my biggest work. Like, allowing myself to do that. I used to crumble at the thought of having people project their shit onto me, or assign certain beliefs or judgments or criticisms to me. Like, I used to crumble around that. I used to just be so anxious around it. And allowing myself to process that and release it for myself and really alchemize it for myself has just been some of my deepest work, because now I get to be more of myself. And also, I really desire to deepen that more and allow myself to do that even more. Share more of my beliefs, share more of my values, be more fully expressed, be more of myself, be more audacious. I was just talking about this on a call in Lightyear around audacious authenticity. I think that's the era that we're going into, especially in the online business space. I'm sure you guys see it. Like, I really don't think people give a fuck for or around any of the like overly polished, overly perfect, overly scripted, pick me proving energy that, and like hypey marketing that has built this space for so many years. I think people crave resonance. I think they want to connect with us. I think they want to know your values and what you stand for. I think they want to be able to trust you. They want to know that you are who you say you are. They want to know that you are the same person offline as you are online. I deeply, deeply believe that's the time we're going into in the online business space, in the online expert space. People want to know that they can trust us, that they can believe in what we're saying, that they can believe in who we say we are. And so that has been a big level of my work. And I'm really excited to deepen that for myself. So it's been stretchy and exciting for me. Plus I'm like I said, I'm a manifester. I'm an Enneagram 8. I have the gate of shock. I have the right angle of penetration, which means I will penetrate straight through your bullshit and call it out. And so just allowing myself to be more of that in a more grounded, anchored way has been some of my greatest work this year. And I'm really grateful for it. And it's also been really stretchy and really scary for me. And also, it's just been a year full of magic. Like, yes, I'm talking about all the things that I've been struggling with for sure. But also, this year has been magical when I really think about it. Like, I've had some amazing wins this year. I've had some amazing moments. I've created some amazing, absolutely unforgettable memories. I've had some amazing family moments with my husband and my kid, and like just everything that we're building together. And also, it's been a big year. So I'm grateful for all of it. And it's stretched me in a way that I didn't really see coming. And I swear to God, I am going to be so fucking intentional with my 2025 New Year's Eve intention, because I am only available for magic in 2026. And so if you resonate with this, I would just love to hear what's come up for you this year. Like, I would love to know, what are some things that you've been navigating? Are you also feeling the pull to start talking about this more, to be more of yourself? Are you also feeling a pull to like go bigger, be seen more? Like, are you wanting to be more audacious yourself, more courageous, more authentically yourself? Like, I would love to know. Is this just a me thing? I have a feeling it's not. I just deeply get a sense that so many of us are navigating the same feelings, but not everyone wants to talk about it. I want to fucking talk about it, and I want to talk to you about it. And so I would love to hear what this episode brought up for you. If you're feeling open to sharing it, hit me up on IG DMs at I am Jill Stanton. And if you haven't subscribed to the show yet, whoops, I threw my lip chat. If you haven't subscribed to the show yet, please hit subscribe and let me know what resonated for you. And I would love to connect with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Peace.